Are you thinking about moving to Natick, Massachusetts? Maybe you're relocating here for a job, or maybe you live in a nearby town and are ready to make a move. I talk to so many buyers that are planning or strategizing a relocation, and it's important to get ahead of any surprises that you might find in moving to beautiful Natick and the surrounding towns. I've lived in Metro West of Boston my whole life, and I want to share my expertise and experience in raising 3 children here to help you be prepared. We're going to talk about buying a home, things to do, and of course, real estate and more. I'm Jane. I'm a realtor based in Wellesley, Massachusetts, and I cover Wellesley and all surrounding towns. And this channel is all about living in Metro West. And if you're thinking about moving here, I would be delighted to help you. So please feel free to reach out and give me a call. So let's talk about Natick. So Natick is a large town, just under 30,000 people, that is located about 24 miles from Boston. It's just west of Wellesley, and it's more people may have heard of Wellesley, but in general, Natick is a little bit more affordable and has a wider variety of housing stock, which we'll get into later. It is on the commuter rails line that goes from Framingham to Natick to Wellesley and through Newton into Boston. It goes into South Station, and it could be a 35-minute drive to Boston. It could be an hour drive to Boston in rush hour, but it's commutable by commuter rail or by car. Natick is also very convenient if you're reaching the tech areas like Waltham or out to 495, and the Mass Turnpike, which is the route I-90, comes right through Natick. That is something I have buyers keep in mind too, because sometimes you're going to hear the noise of the Mass Turnpike in some neighborhoods more than others, but some you don't hear it at all. But we'll get into that too. In general, the public schools in Natick are excellent. They are rated A+ by niche.com, and according to Boston Magazine, Natick High School was rated number 36 in 2022. I always share another data source for my buyers who really want to get into the nitty-gritty of school ratings, and one of the ones I recommend is Boston Magazine's school rankings, because you can compare different Metro West towns by student spending, by MCAS scores, and lots of other fun data if you're into data. There's several elementary schools that are neighborhood schools. There's 2 middle schools and 1 high school. One of the things that Natick is best known for is the Natick Mall. It is a fantastic mall. It has a Nordstrom's, it has a Neiman Marcus, and lots of other major stores. Like many communities across the country, we have seen the impact of Amazon and seen some stores close. In fact, what used to be a Sears is now an awesome Dave & Buster's, which is always busy, and our Lord & Taylor just left us, and they're turning that into something new as well. But in general, we have a very solid retail area. The Natick Mall is also next to another shopping area called Shoppers World, which is technically in Framingham, but when I think of shopping, I lump the Natick Mall and the Shoppers World all together. But that has things like the Gap and Old Navy and a very nice new Barnes & Noble bookstore. There's DSW Shoes and TJ Maxx and Marshalls. All of that great shopping is available in the Natick Mall area. There's also some cute shops in downtown Natick where you're going to find more unique things, and a couple terrific restaurants. One of my favorites is called Buttercup, which is a farm-to-table style restaurant, which is right in downtown. Another thing we love about downtown Natick is TCAN, which is the Performing Arts Center of Natick. They have movies, they have summer camps for kids with theater programs. Sometimes they will have live bands, live music of all different styles, real eclectic calendar of events, which is something for everyone, which is really fun and convenient. In fact, my husband's favorite coffee shop is in South Natick, so he'll drive the 4 or 5 miles from our house to get a great cup of coffee, a sandwich, or a bagel, and sit by the Charles in his truck and think about life. It's really pretty. South Natick is not as convenient, however, to transportation, as the commuter rail is only in downtown Natick proper. It does have a beautiful 19th century library. It's one of the prettiest buildings in Natick, in my opinion. And South Natick Village also has some other historic buildings, which are commercial space and offices, but it's really got its own unique New England charm. Another thing I love about Natick is is the green space and parks and recreation areas. There's a beautiful pond near the high school called Doug Pond. There's a Mass Audubon has a beautiful location called the Broadmoor Wildlife Sanctuary with trails and a learning center. And there's a public golf course called Sassamon, where my son, when he was in high school, he and his buddy took lessons there. And then there's a condo development with an Italian restaurant and a driving range. So if any of those things sound interesting to you, reach out and I'll share more info. There's also an ice skating rink where my girls, when they were little, took ice skating lessons. So there's a definite, and then there's a big state park called Cochituate State Park, which kind of borders Natick, Wayland, and Weston, and has a beautiful lake, great big beach, and lots of fun stuff to do there in the summer. Let's talk about real estate. So Natick has gotten wildly popular, and as people got, over the last 20 years of my career here, as people got priced out of Wellesley, Natick started looking more and more attractive. And the town really has committed to their public schools are excellent. The downtown area is vibrant and improved with lots of newer buildings. So they've really made an effort to make sure their infrastructure and schools are strong. So it's also a wide variety of real estate. So there is something for everyone. So there's a couple condo developments which are as low as $300,000 for a 1 or 2 bedroom in West Natick. There's beautiful condos connected to the Natick Mall for that kind of a different lifestyle. And there's actually been a fair amount of construction on townhomes and new single families. And my colleague in November of 2023 just got a 5-year-old giant colonial under contract, which was on the market for $2.2 million. They got it a little bit under that. So that does make a difference at the higher price points. So you have everything from new construction, larger homes, to antique homes in South Natick Center or in Natick, the center of Natick as well. The average days on market this year of 2023 as of November is just 29 days. And there's a fair amount of inventory, around $1 million. So there's really a lot to look at. So in conclusion, if you're thinking about moving to Natick or the surrounding areas, please reach out, as I would love to help you. And if you're curious about what it's like to work with me as a buyer's agent, here are 5 steps that I think is a great snapshot to share of what it's like to work with me and get to know our part of the country. If you reach out to me and ask me for help, the first thing I'm going to do is suggest we get together on either a Zoom call or a phone call. And that's just an introductory call to get to know each other, find out a little bit about your family and what your plans are. And number 2, I want to make sure you have a lender and that you're pre-approved, which will really facilitate our home search. If you don't have a lender, I typically will connect you to at least 2 lenders that I've worked with in the past that I know will do a great job for you. 3, this is more fun. We get to talk about wants and needs, your price point, home style. Do you care about having a garage? Do you want a little bit of land? Do you want to be able to walk to the coffee shop? Do you want to live out where it's a little quieter? And then the next step number 4 is we'll start sharing homes. I'll send you an update every day of what the new things are that are hitting the market, and you can share things that look interesting to you. And 5, then we'll start thinking about your buying trip here to Natick and Metro West, so we can map out a strategy to see as many homes and see as much of the town as we can while you're here. I always like to tell my buyers that your time is valuable, so if you are coming up for a weekend, I don't even care if it's a holiday, me or someone on my team is there to help you. If you have other questions or comments, please just leave me a note, give me a call, and I will see you in the next video.